Hey, Max, thanks for joining me. I appreciate the time. Just looking at the Prince Albert Raiders this year, 42, 8, and 5 record-wise. You guys are on top of the division standings by a whopping 25 points. Let's first talk about your team success. What's going on there?
Yeah, we've been gelling really well. I think that, this is the tightest group I've ever been a part of, and it translated on the ice. So we're really excited to head into playoffs here.
Such a good regular season. Is there a little bit of guarding against complacency for the playoffs, like to keep your foot on that gas pedal?
Yeah, definitely. We know every team's going to come out and give us 100%. So, a lot can change if you start losing some games, and we want to finish first. So that's our goal, and that's what we want to do.
You're listed as 6'3", 169, and I've done the pre-scout on you, and all the other interviews you say that Matt Boldy is the player who you model yourself after. Crazy enough, I was just watching Matt Boldy play in the Olympics like 20 minutes ago for Team USA. How did you choose him? Have people told you that maybe that's a good guy to follow, and what's the math on that?
Yeah, when I was in Penticton, I got asked that question a little bit going through the draft, and I actually sat down with my coach, watched a few players, and Dylan Cousins and Matt Boldy were two guys that I thought my game translated to, and they're big, rangy guys, skate well, and they're 200 feet, so I like to watch them and definitely learn from them.
Is there any other player you've played with or against up close and personal who maybe is a little bit of an inspiration to you or somebody that you've taken something from so far in your young career?
Yeah, actually, we just traded for Braden Coots. And I think that, being on the ice with him and getting to know him, and obviously his experience with being up in with Vancouver for those couple of weeks was really cool to hear all those stories. And on it, his game is he's a really elite player, and he's going to be a really good player for a long time. So, just picking his brain on stuff, plays, and obviously his release is it's very high end. So, yeah, I like talking to him about that.
Hey, just looking at your production this year, a point per game player. In fact, more than that, 53 points in 51 games played. But it's the breakdown of goals versus helpers, 24 goals, 29 assists. Tell me a little bit of the balance. Obviously, you're on the offensive side. You want to stay that way. But it's not just scoring. You've also been part of playmaking for your team.
Yeah, I think that I've, adapted to that role a little bit. I'm in the bumper on the power play, so that helps get some
Mhm.
assists. And my line mates and I are really gelling, and I know where they are. We have a good chemistry that way. So I've been able to find them, and they've put the puck in the net.
What is the key to that bumper position on the power play? Head up, you kind of know where people are at, where they're going. What's the trick there?
Yeah, I think a lot of scanning. You always have to be ready. You're the outlet on a lot of stuff. So, I mean, it's the play is always working through you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, how did you choose Michigan State?
Yeah, so when I went down there to visit, I was mind blown. Honestly, they just finished renovating their facilities, and it was such a cool tour. And then obviously I met their coaches and loved the way that they develop guys. And their strength coach there, Will Morlock, is very high end. I know a lot of NHL guys work with them in the summer, and I know the guys at Michigan State say nothing but good things about him. So I'm excited for that. I think it'll be a good development path for me to fill out a little bit, and that's I'm really excited to go there.
You've obviously got a couple steps before hopefully you eventually get where you want to be. That's in the NHL and drafted by the San Jose Sharks in the organization. How do you really take it one step at a time? I mean, you've got a commitment to a totally separate thing before even the next step already. So you kind of have some things lined up, but not exactly the full path.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I have all my goals kind of laid out for me, and I know what I'm working towards, and that's just kind of a stepping stone for me. So, I think that will be a good development path for me. It's kind of, my body needs the time, and to grow and fill out. So, I think that college route will be really beneficial for me.
Up in Prince Albert, you were named an alternate captain of the team this year. What does that help you do in terms of the role of your maturation and you as a young hockey player, now as a leader, seen that way? What does wearing the A do for you?
I think that, we have a lot of younger guys on this team. I'm coming in as a 19-year-old. I've been on two long runs in Penticton the last 2 years in playoffs. So, I can help with that kind of experience, and the mental grind of it. So, we have three three 16-year-olds on our team, a lot of 17-year-olds, and first year in the league. So I think that helping them with that and the mental side of it, and speaking up when you need to, it's something I can help with.
Your dad was also a pro hockey player. He was also drafted into the NHL. What is it that parents like yours pass on to, and I'll say kids like you, but their children? How come so many children of former NHL players also take the same path and actually make it that far?
I think that, the main thing is they know what it takes and how much has to go into it. My dad never forced me into anything. He kind of, just said you gotta work as hard as you can and you gotta want it more than everyone. So, um, I obviously ask him, pick his brain on a lot of questions, and he's awesome to me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without him.
It's crazy because him making it that far doesn't like automatically punch a ticket for you. But I guess it
Yeah.
was what, like the experiences growing up, and maybe you also got to see some things firsthand or understand them better than most people in your position. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. I think more hearing about his experiences. I
Hmm.
wasn't alive for when he was still playing at all, or never saw any games, but more just talking about it and what it takes. He told me about all of the NHL camps he went to, and that kind of stuff when we play in the Western League. So, yeah, he's helped me a ton.
What are you working on right now in your own game? And obviously things are going well, the team's doing well, your stats are doing well. We know what your next step and next jump is going to be. But what are you working on right now with your own game?
Yeah, I think explosiveness is a big one for me coming out of corners, and my skating and puck handling is obviously stuff I want to work on all the time. But the main focus I think for me has been a lot more scoring and hit the net and put the puck in the net, and wanting that a lot more. So I think I've been trying to dial that in a lot.
I know obviously you've been consumed with your own season. You've got enough to pay attention to with practice and games and travel and all that stuff, but you must make a little bit of time to watch the San Jose Sharks and follow the team and the trajectory and how things are going. Have you watched any Sharks hockey this year?
Yeah, I have actually. I bought that Sportsnet subscription, so whenever it's in my area, I always try and watch a game, and it's a really exciting team to watch and follow right now. So it's even how Celebrini is doing at the Olympics is it's crazy. So I've been following him a lot.
Yeah, and it's not a finished product, obviously. Like the trajectory of the Sharks, probably more important than even where they are right now. But how does that make somebody like you feel who's in the pipeline, who is following that same trajectory, who hopefully arrives here at a very, lucrative and beneficial time? Like, do you feel like some things could be lined up for you however many years down the road?
100%. It's super exciting for me. I mean, just kind of seeing their trajectory, and they're not even close to the ceiling yet. So hopefully I'm there when that we start to reach the ceiling. But it's super exciting.
Yeah, Max. Hey, great to chat with you. Best of luck, obviously, in the rest of the season and in the playoffs, and hope to see you lifting some hardware sooner than later.
Yeah, thank you. That's the goal.